Hi YouTube, Rob here. It's a lovely, beautiful, sunny spring day, as you can see outside. I just want to bring you another Bible review, or a couple of Bibles that I have. This is the Crossway Journaling Bible. Many of you are quite familiar with this. I'll just turn it around so you see the light there. This is the Journaling Interleaved edition. So some people call this the Jonathan Edwards edition of the Bible. Now, for those of you familiar with it, you'll know the layout and you'll know the size of this Bible. It is a big Bible. But for those who don't, I thought I'd just share these two Bibles with you. These both are in a hardback, cloth-bound over cardboards, and there are no sort of fancy gilded edges or anything like this. I have replaced the ribbons in this one. This is the one I'm using at the moment. This other one, the second one, you see underneath, is the... I'm trying to think what the name of the colour actually is. Let me just look on the box. It is a turquoise and coral. I can sort of see that. It's an unusual, sort of like a pink colour. Depending on what light you got, you get a different sort of sense of that. But the one which I've had originally is this first one at the top here, which is just the cloth. It's just the tan cloth overboard. Now they come in these quite nice slip cases to keep them so you can store them on your shelves. Quite sturdy. This is the one for the original one here, and it's doing fairly well. It's quite a nice box, quite a classy box, and it does the job and what it's supposed to do. Now, I've had this first one for a while, but the second one, the turquoise one, I managed to get for this price, which was $7.99, which is ridiculously cheap. Nothing wrong with it, brand new. Yeah, and I thought, well, I can't pass up on that. So once this one is finished, after probably many years, I've got this one underneath to come to. As you can see, the Bible comes with usually just one ribbon marker. In this one, it's just got this sort of like a burgundy. Sorry, just focus in a wee bit. There we go. It's got white head and tail bands. Try and focus there. It's not really doing very well. And that's it, really. There's no gilded edges, like I said. It's just a cloth-bound hardcover. Sorry, just try and get out there. We'll go upside down, but you can see there it's got the Journaling Bible Interleaved edition, Crossway, and then but it's very classy. Well, what I'll do, I'll move this one out of the way, and I'll show you the one that I've been using for marking up. I've had this one for a while, and I did replace the ribbons in this one. So these ribbons you don't get. I think it came with like a brown ribbon originally. This one has brown head and tail bands. And it is a sturdy Bible, even though it's a hardback. I think it would last you many years. It is Smithsonian, as you can see on the spine of that one. It's the same writing, but just a plain, very plain cover. The Bible is a big Bible, though. It's probably as big as the large ESV Study Bible. It is 6 3/4 inches wide. It is 9.5 inches tall, and it is 2 1/4 inches thick. So the thickness of this Bible is the thing that is the main. That's what makes it big and bulky. It's not so much the width or the height; it's more the thickness. And it is a heavy Bible. It is a heavy Bible. It's probably not one you want to carry around with you. But it is just cloth overboard. It is because it is a Smithsonian binding, it just lays open flat. Straight away there, you open the Bible, and it's straight away open as flat. You've got your usual, let me just get a bit closer. You've got your usual introduction pages. As a wee note at the front there, you could see that you on the card stock, just card paste down liner. Just a note for who this Bible belongs to. And then you've got Holy Bible, and you've got your copyright page. This one I've got for a while, this is the 2011 edition, the text block. So this is the ESV 2011. But the other one, the turquoise one I have, is the 2016. So you can still get it. I think binding wise, I think they do this in a genuine leather. I've done a review of the genuine leather sort of thin line Bible, and it comes with the leather lace and the wraparound flap. And I think I've seen a review of one of these on the internet, on YouTube, that is in that binding. But for purposes of using this as an everyday Bible, I think it's sturdy enough in the hardcover, and it is a really nice Bible. It does have some limitations, but it has great benefits as well. So there's a wee note to the reader here. There we go. You can probably pause that. And it tells you the thinking behind this. And basically it is to do with Jonathan Edwards' blank Bible, which he had a King James Bible taken apart and then stitched into a notebook, each page, and he had notes similar to this. So this is the sort of inspiration. So if you want to pause that and have a read of this, then you can do. But we'll go straight into text. There's no concordance in this. There are no references apart from textual footnotes. But it is just a single column text block. It is in a, let me just check the font size. Oh, sorry about this. I'm just really reaching over to grab the box. It is, I think it is about a 7 or an 8 point font. So it is small. But it is also line matched as far as I can see, or is it? No, it isn't actually. This one isn't line matched. You can see there. I thought it was line matched, but it isn't. Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. But you can see there it isn't. But the paper is quite thick. And because, as I'll show you in a minute, because of the way the Bible is laid out, you don't tend to find that so much of a problem. So you've got your preface there, your features of the edition, and then you're straight into the Old Testament. And straight in. Now I'm just checking whether the actual text is line matched. Let me just zoom in. There we go. I think it is actually. The actual text of the biblical text is actually line matched. I thought it was. I was in the preface a minute ago, so I do apologize for that. But it is I think it's a 7 or 8 point font. It's very small. But because it's line matched and because of the way it's laid out, I have no problem with reading. I find it very, very easy to read, to be honest. And there we go. You can see there the font. It's the lexicon font that Crossway use. I say there are no references apart from these at the bottom, which are the sort of textual references. So we just focus in. There we go. And it gives you that. But the real benefit of this Bible is this. So each page of the biblical text, we have a blank page on the other side. So as you see, it's ideal for taking notes. And you've got that on every single page of the biblical text. As you can see there, it is great. If you want a Bible for journaling, for Bible for marking, a Bible for even doing artwork or something like that, I think that this is probably your best bet. It is a lovely, lovely Bible. So, as you can see, I've made a few notes in this. I have another wide margin Bible which I'm using more than this at the minute, but I am trying to use this a little bit more. Like you say, I've put four ribbons and it just comes with one. But that's quite handy. But apart from that, there's not a lot of extra features in it. The paper is quite cream and very thick, so quite opaque. As you can see there, it is, like I say, very, very easy to read, very clear. And it is, I do apologize, it is line matched, as I can see there on the biblical text. So going through into the poetic literature, the Psalms are in poetic layout. It is a paragraph format Bible, so it's not verse by verse. Not many Crossway ESVs are. There is one, but I don't know whether there's any more that do a verse by verse. Certainly not a journaling Bible of this degree, as far as I know. But then you go into the New Testament, and as you can see here, that it is not a red letter, it's a black text Bible. As you can see here, we'll go across. There's no red letters in this. You see Jesus' words there, all in black. And then when we get to the back of the Bible, you can see it's still opening flat, and you've got those extra pages. But there's so much room in here. Each Bible book starts on a new page, so it doesn't start there. So 1 Thessalonians ends here, and then you've got 2 Thessalonians on that side, and then a blank page. And then 2 Thessalonians ends here, so you've got another blank page almost for more notes. So this is great for sermon prep, for detailed journaling, for studies, and so on. But it is a really, really nice Bible for that. But there are no sort of extra features. It is just for making your own sort of study system, or like you say, for sermon preparation, or for just keeping a note of things. In the back of the Bible, after Revelation, we just have just a table of weights and measures, just there. This is usual Crossway, what the normal Crossway Bibles have in them. But there's no concordance, but there is a through the year reading plan. And so it guides the reader once through the Old Testament, twice through the Psalms, and twice through the New Testament in a year. So you just follow that, and that goes all the way through. And then after that, there are no maps. This one, I think I must have bent it at some point. And then there's just the paste down liner, and then the back cover. I think that's the ISBN number that's there. So if you want to take a note of that, if you want to get one of these, you can do. You can pause it. There we are. It's focused in. But on the whole, the Bible is really, really good. And if you are looking for, try and focus, there we go, a Bible that you want to use for marking or note taking or anything along those lines, you can do. It is great. And like I say, if you can get one as well for the price that I got this one for, this one, I think I paid around about £30 for that one when it first came out. But this one, like I say, was £7.99. I don't know what that translates into dollars in the US, but it's probably around about, I don't know, $15 maybe, or something like that. It is incredibly cheap. But like I say, this one is exactly the same layout inside. It is the 2016 text block. That's the only difference. So you'll have the 2016 minor revision that Crossway did of the ESV, but exactly the same thing, but just slightly different colour, with a different head and tail band, a different ribbon marker. But yeah, that's all there are in that. So there we go. So that's those two, the Crossway Journaling Interleaved edition. It is a big Bible, so I mean, if you're carrying it around to church, you'll end up with some decent muscles in your arms. But as for a Bible for journaling and for studying and for making your own, your thoughts on the Scriptures, which I think is incredibly important, and I cannot advocate that enough, because I've grown so much since I've started marking in my Bibles and writing thoughts in my Bibles and making notes. And there are so many good videos on YouTube on how to make the most of that if you're new to marking your Bible. I do suggest you check out Matt Everett, who's a pastor in Pennsylvania. He's got some really, really good information and some good tips on how to do a complete study system. He's just released a video on his YouTube page, which shows his whole method of marking his Bibles and studying. So do check out Matt Everett's page here on YouTube, but there are many, many others as well that have got some really, really good information. So anyway, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee now and enjoy the rest of this day, even though we're in lockdown. But until I put another video up, well, I'll see you soon, and I hope you're all well and good, and I just wish that God's blessing would go with you this weekend. Okay, see you soon. God bless you all. Bye-bye now.